Before we start today's video, as per usual, you have time stamps in the description. Make sure you watch the most important parts, or if you want to watch the whole video before you make any decisions. Other than that, I hope this helps you and I hope you enjoy. What is up, guys? Welcome to my new video. In today's video we'll be covering herbalism. Since I covered already mining, next up is herbalism, which is another gathering profession which you can learn right at this place in Dornogal. Talk to his trainer and learn it. And now let's get to the juices, or better say specializations. Which one should you run, how many points should you spend, and so on. We have three different choices: Bountiful Harvest, Botany, and Overloading the Underground. In my opinion, you have only two choices, that meaning Bountiful Harvest and Botany. Overloading the Underground just empowers your Overload Empower Herb ability, which I really don't think it's worth that much, so I suggest you spend your points in one of these trees. But now let's talk about each and one of them. Bountiful Harvests basically allows you to, when you're full spec, it allows you to choose these 5 different specializations, which in the end allow you to yield, your finesse has a chance to yield additional one of these. Depending on which one you choose, you get some stats which are pretty decent if you ask me. And that is why I highly recommend Bountiful Harvests. Let's say you just go up to here. If I was doing this now, I spent some points like at the start of the War Within. Back then I didn't know what I was doing. I would basically go to like here, but it's also good to go into a full circle, because then you'll learn refine herbs, and most of the silver herbs, 5 of them, sell for much less than 1 gold, so you can make some gold there. You get some stats, really not too much of them, but the thing is that these Arthur Spear, I forgot how it's called, and Lure Drop, I think, they sell for most. The gold one sells for like 300, this one is 300, this one is 250. You want to max these 2 out, but you also want to unlock the 3 of these, because you get 10 skill while gathering them. Now let's talk about Botany. A lot of people go for Botany. The only reason being you get a lot of stats. You get some deafness, perception. Perception I found useless in herbalism. Finesse is always good. Finesse, final sub-specialization, and some deafness. Deafness allows you to gather herbs faster, which is always good. Finesse has a chance that you yield more herbs. And the final one being learn how to gather Kaz Algar herbs while mounted. But this one, the final one, is completely useless. Why? Because like 9 years ago, something like that, they decided to make Sky Golem. And for those of you that don't know, Sky Golem allows you to gather herbs whilst you're mounted. Of course you need to use this mount, but you can gather herbs whilst you're in it. And it's a mount that flies, so you won't have any problems there, and I don't see a reason why you would spend 40 points in here. So I highly do suggest maxing out these 2 for a greater chance to yield them and basically to make more profit. Don't get confused by my 30 points here. As I said, this was at the start of the expansion. I didn't know what I was doing, but still, you want to max these 2 out. Once you do that, these 3 sorry for my voice break, these 3 I wouldn't really bother. Maybe I would then go into Botany just to get all of these how do you call them, perks. Let's say you get finesse, and you understand what I mean. Now let's talk a bit about gear. Gear is very important in herbalism, and I'll show you what I'm running. We have the Weaver Cloth Gardening Hat. It has 81 deafness, 81 perception. Take it, it's like 1000 gold, I think. And next up is Gardener's Basket. Here you can't really choose the deafness or perception. I think they go with each and every single one of piece. At least that's what I saw on the auction house. But here, Gardener's Basket, you want finesse. And on your tool, gathering tool, you also want the finesse and you want to enchant it with finesse. And why is that? Let's say yesterday or 2 days ago I made a video about mining. Now let's say perception increases your ability to spot rare ingredients. Now the difference is the rare ingredient in Herbalism is null, how do you call them? Null lotus, yes, and they sell for 200 gold on auction house, 230 gold. Whilst null stones sell for 4,000, and that is why we don't want any perception in herbalism. You want finesse, you want to gather more herbs, you want to gather more of the gold herbs to make more money. Also, make sure to enchant your weapon. It's only 2000 gold for enchant of finesse, rank 2. It will be worth it. You'll make that gold back in case you decide to go for herbalism. Now let's talk a bit about routes. This time I won't be showing the route because every time I did it like 3 to 4 times. I did it in different zones, but I'll show you the one that got me the most gold. I made like 45,000 gold an hour, which is insanely low. Mostly you'll make around 45,000 gold an hour. I mean, it's okay if you have mining, it's better because mining will pull you out a bit from that ditch. But the route goes something like this. I start around here, I go here, I gather everything here. There is a lot of herbs here and not a lot of mobs. This part right here I skip. There are some herbs there, but there is so much mob density. Oh my fucking god, like I can't speak the English language. You won't be able to gather here. They will attack you and it just won't work. Here there are some. Then I go back here. I gather all of the herbs under this like canyon. Then I go up. I gather all of them there. I fly over here, gather like this. And then I go something like this close to the edge. And then you go here. Here you'll find a lot of them. Then once you go up, I usually just go like this because I find some of them right here. But if I see some here, I'll go there and then I'll go back to the route. You want to fly at the middle of the river to see the herbs that are on this side and this side as well. Once you get to here, you go through this island, you go through this island, you go through this island. And then I fly just back here. I totally ignored this part because there is so much mobs there and there is so many people farming the disturbed earth. Not so many, but there are still people farming this. First of all, mobs will attack you. Second of all, players are gathering and the herbs disappear. So you just go back here, you go here, and then you make a full circle again, which looks something like this as I'm showing you. And basically you just do that over and over. But still, in my opinion, if you want a gathering profession, please go for mining. Mining yields so much gold. The main problem with herbalism, in my opinion, is that myco bloom, or however you call it, is the herb that you find the most. But the thing is, the quality one is worth like, I don't know, let's say 20 gold, while the bismuth quality one is 30. Then quality 2, it's still lower than bismuth, and quality 3 sells for like 30 gold a piece, while bismuth is now 180 because the prices dropped insanely, but it's still like 6 times the difference in gold, and in mining you can get the null stones. So that would be all for this video. I hope this helped you out. Please take the sky golem. The mount costs like 50,000 gold. It will save your time, it will save you 40 points, but of course if you want to go for the botany first, which I don't recommend, feel free to go for it, then you don't need the sky golem. Other than that, that will be all for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, consider subscribing. There will be more gold farms coming, and if some of you play warrior, there will be some arms warrior content coming soon. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.